Hello, virtuous thought leaders, scholars, and virtue change agents. My name is Dr. Lisa Marie Portugal, and I am the Leadership Architect. I'd like to welcome you today to another talk that I have prepared for you and in service to you and your goals. This talk comes out of my book called A Culture of Excellence, Virtuous Leadership Principles for Organizational Success, a Management System. And the cover slide is the cover of the book, The Four Cardinal Virtues: Prudence, Justice, Fortitude, and Temperance. And this particular talk is called Cultural Frameworks for Defining Business Ethics in Organizations. There is my personal and professional brand logo, and I invite you to think about what you might create for yourself and also to live virtuously. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to go to our table of contents slide, about me, the science of anthropology and the concept of culture, defining ethics to make better choices and to produce better outcomes, the promotion of human well-being, and then conclusion. Okay, so here's my about page, and I want to start with this question that you can think about throughout this talk and the rest of the week. How will you foster societal well-being? Very interesting question, right? That's something that I'm always asking myself, and I do that in many ways, but this is one way where I'm creating these types of presentations for you to help you develop your own leadership and management expertise and talents so that you can go out into the world and spread a Jesus Christ message to others in how we interact with everyone on a daily basis, in work, in school, in family, personal, professional. Okay, so here is the science of anthropology and the concept of culture. As you can see, I'm going to read through some of this, and you can take a look at the graphic, and all of these bubbles that you see there, you want to make sure that you think deeply about each of these areas and how is that going to define your leadership style in any interaction you're involved with and whatever you're doing in the workplace or in school. So the science of anthropology defines culture as a body of learned guides, traditions, values, and beliefs for actions and behaviors shared between group members. The concept of culture is especially helpful in differentiating and understanding the behaviors of individuals in diverse and pluralistic work environments. So think about what you want your culture to look like. What culture is important for you to spread and to be part of your own leadership brand? Okay, so defining ethics to make better choices and to produce better outcomes. Don't we all want to see that for ourselves, our families, our communities, and our nation? So various frameworks can be considered and applied when defining ethics in organizations, such as ethics of personal character, ethics of principles, and ethics of consequences. From a utilitarian perspective, ethical significance of actions can be determined by observing the consequences of those actions. Now, I can say that, I'm the kind of person that I can look around in the world, and I've kind of been this way all my life, and I can see what other people are doing, so I learn through observing others, and I'll say, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go into that, I don't want to step into that pitfall. Or I'll see others who are good models and I'll say, I'm interested in moving forward in that kind of a direction, right? So other people, though, may have a different learning style or ability level. I know people even in my own family who they have to learn through experience, and they're not like me where they're going to see the bad examples going on in the world and say, oh, I don't want to go that route. They'll have to, they don't even notice, there are people out there in the world that don't even observe these issues and then notice that there are consequences to wrong philosophy and wrong actions and wrong choices. And they have to go through the walk themselves and they have to experience it. And some people can come out on the other side and realize, oh, okay, I'm going to change my ways. I'm going to change my behavior and I won't walk that way anymore. And then other people, don't learn those lessons. So for us as leaders and managers of others in any way that we lead and manage others within our communities, we want to be aware of how people learn and help them to make better choices and teach some of these ethics, right? So you see all those great words that are up there on the graphic that I love so much. We want to be able to teach people so that way maybe they don't make the mistakes or they don't experience those negative consequences because they can take better actions and make better choices early on. But we always want to be there to lift others up when they need our help, right? So utilitarianism is commonly described as a guideline for maximizing the overall good and achieving the greatest good for the greatest number. Utilitarianism can also be viewed in terms of consequential or a consequential approach to social policy and ethics. Thus, a desire for better consequences and outcomes requires that individuals make better choices to produce better outcomes. And again, you as that leader and manager of others, whether it's personal or professional, in the workplace or in the school place or wherever you are, you want to be that role model to show a better path to others. So therefore, determining whether an action and behavior is wrong or right can directly impact the consequences of those actions and behaviors. And again, all of these words and all of these things, characteristics, we want to be able to teach those things to people because sometimes, it may come naturally for some of us, but it may not come naturally for others. This is one of my art pieces. I did that with graphic pencil, and I think I did that in high school. So I've got a couple of art pieces in here that I think the last one you might enjoy. I used to also be an artist, well, I still am, but now I'm creating art in a different way, as you can see. So let's take a look at this. The promotion of human well-being. From an ethical point of view, a decision that promotes a greater number of values, such as respect for all individuals, freedom, integrity, dignity, health, happiness, and the promotion of human well-being for the greatest number of people can be considered a reasonable and ethical decision. Ethical decisions can be negated by challenges to the bottom line and making choices based upon financial returns and economic factors over human flourishing and well-being. Leaders and organizations should not make business decisions that will violate the humanity of others. This should be a guiding principle for doing business above and beyond financial returns. Moreover, when this guiding principle is in place, organizations can foster a culture of excellence where individuals thrive and thus produce better outcomes for the organization. Furthermore, application of ethics in the workplace can consider factors such as incentives, principles, values, motivation, sense of fairness, a sense of responsibility, and a sense of accountability for people, society, environment, and nation. So for those of us who are Christian, we know that these are important issues for us, but we can also teach these, and we may find common ground with other people as well who want these same things. Everybody wants dignity and health and happiness. So how do we, in our everyday interactions, promote human well-being? And in Greek, that's called eudaimonia. It's an Aristotelian term. All right, so let's move on to the last slide. And here's my last graphic. This is also something that I did in high school, and I think I did that in my senior year, both of them. This is done in pencil, so pretty cool, right? So in conclusion, let's take a look at some of these questions and think about this and how you might apply these ideas to your own best practices. How might you promote human well-being in your sphere of influence? Very deep question, right? And it's going to be different for all of us. We're going to use our own creativity and innovation in different ways. And what are your creative ideas to improve your community, society, and nation? So we need strong leaders with that Jesus Christ-centered perspective out in our world today, out in our communities and our society. to make the changes that we need so that everyone can experience eudaimonia, well-being, right? So think about these two questions. How might you do that in your own specific creative way? And all of us working together, spreading our important message to the world and to our nation, can help heal the many people out there who need direction and may need our help and may need you to help them learn some of these basic concepts that they may come easy for you, but may be more challenging for others. Okay, so that covers it for today. There is my reference. I want to thank you so much for building yourself up and improving your own self-awareness and your self-knowledge for your family, your community, and for our nation. God bless you. Goodbye.